Hey everyone, Justin from the Caddis Fly Shop here on behalf of the Oregon Fly Fishing Blog, and today I'm going to be tying up a couple little jig nymphs for you. Just starting out, we're going to be doing a variation on Clay Holloway's clay maker called the Justifier. So instead of copper, we're going to go with this Peacock colored Lagartun Flatbraid. So let's get started on it. Pretty simple fly and very effective on the local trout streams, Deschutes, Mackenzie, Middle Fork of the Willamette, under a dry dropper or indicator, whatever you want to do, or Euro nymphed. So first off here, I'm going to just start with some lead wire. You can use lead free if you'd like. This is just 015 lead wire. And I'm just going to do this just to kind of secure the bead in place. I'm going to go about 7, just redo that, 6 or 7 wraps of this stuff.
It's as you like.
As you like. Okay, cinch that up right behind the bead, and I just like a couple turns of it right behind the bead there. Kind of all thumbs here, but just trying to get all that stuff smashed down. Okay, so tying this fly with 70 denier Danville in fluorescent fire orange. Use whatever you want. This is just for a bit of a hot spot once we get to the collar there. Okay. Just gonna lay down a little bit of a thread base here. Get that hook oriented. Okay. So first things first, I'm gonna just tie in a piece of this Lagartun Flatbraid, just doubling it over the thread like that. So I took that, folded it over the thread, and you can do just one piece of this as well. I like these just a little bit more full, and then wrapping back, back, and oops, and forward. Just kind of slim that body down. Okay. Just going to kind of secure that lead in place. Lead free can be a little bit easier to tie, with because it's not as soft as lead, but use whatever you want. Okay, I'm just going to trim this just, I don't know, 4 millimeters past the tie-in point. Okay, now we're just going to go with some Brassie copper wire for the rib. Okay. Tie this stuff in here. And then I'm going to take another piece of this Lagartun Flatbraid. This is going to be for the body. Tie that in. Okay. And then Zappagat brush on. Open this stuff up here. I'm just gonna solidify the body here, or solidify the everything underneath the body. So when I wrap this Flatbraid over it, is as durable as possible. Okay, and wrap this whichever way you want. I like to go away from me and then counter rib. Right up there. You want, you know, whatever that is. What is that? 2 millimeters behind the bead for the thorax and the legs. Keep that. Your scraps, just always keep your scraps because you'll use this stuff for the tails and the legs once we get there. Okay, and then I'm just going to counter wrap this wire here. And since you glued this, this is basically just for segmentation. It's not really adding any kind of durability, unless you want to go with some UV cure or something like that underneath. I think it looks good. Okay.
Do you normally use this fly when you're doing a dry dropper for the bottom fly or the top fly?
Bottom fly. I always fish a posse bugger in the middle.
Confidence or any particular reason?
For what?
For putting the posse bugger in the middle and this one on the bottom.
Because it works, and I always like to fish the jig on the bottom because they right hook point up. Okay, so now I'm just going to tie in for the thorax a little bit of this light shade rainbow scud dub. Just a small pinch, and this stuff can be kind of tricky to dub, so use wax if you need it. You can see it doesn't really dub all that tightly, so you can even do a little dubbing loop as well, but doesn't really. Oops, actually I got ahead of myself. First things first, we're gonna tie in another little piece of this Lagartun flat braid for the legs. Pull that dubbing off of there. So just going, can you see that?
Yep.
Okay.
Hands in the way a little bit, but I get the idea.
Okay, so just doing X wraps over that flat braid and leave that nice and long. Just go behind. Now I'm going to tie this, or put this dubbing on the thread here. And like that. Okay. Just going to start tying in this rainbow scud dub. A little more. I'm gonna go up and over, do another couple of X wraps up and over your legs there. Pull those out of the way. So those are pretty well locked in. And then just a little bit more dubbing here to finish up the collar of the fly. Okay. Now I'm just going to build up a little bit of a thread dam here just for a hot spot for a collar. Okay. Give it a little whip finish with the tool, not by hand because it's too hard. Just kidding. Okay. That was intentional. I'm going to just trim these nice and short for the legs. Okay. What happened?
Dog got really excited, wagged her tail, and knocked the camera a little bit.
Oh, great. Well, anyway, there it is. Finished Claymaker variant that I call the Justifier because my name is Justin and it's funny. So yeah. We just got little tail, body, counter rib, thorax of rainbow scud dub, legs with that same material. Super easy fly to tie. Very effective. Hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, we have all these materials here at the Caddis Fly Shop. Come on down and pick them up and tie you some.